Hey everyone, it's Alexander the Real Mr. Robinson, and this is my review for Jumanji, The Next Level, which brings back Jake Kasdan as the director from the last movie, and the same cast. And this movie also brings in Awkwafina, Danny DeVito, and Danny Glover. This movie takes place sometime after the last one, where the group of kids that were established in the first movie have truly become friends, but one of them, Spencer, is just really going through some rough times, especially considering that he's in a long-distance relationship with one of the girls, and he decides to go back into Jumanji. Well, this happens around the same time the Christmas vacation's going on, so his friends stop by to try to find him, but once they find out he's in Jumanji again, they have to go in and save him. And they also happen to be accompanied by Danny DeVito, who plays Spencer's grandfather, and Danny DeVito's friend, played by Danny Glover. It's funny thinking back to the last movie, Welcome to the Jungle, where I was not looking forward to that movie at all. The trailers looked dumb. I never grew up with the original Jumanji, despite being a 90s kid, so I just wasn't entirely on board with that sequel. But when I saw it, I was like, wow, not only is this fun, but it's actually very heartfelt. The characters and actors have great camaraderie with each other, and it's a very clever movie in terms of its video game references. And after saying that, we finally got the next movie, The Next Level, and it's pretty similar to Welcome to the Jungle. Maybe sometimes to a fault. This movie reminds me very much of what they did with Ghostbusters 2 and The Hangover 2. Just take the script from the last movie and change a few things here and there, and boom, you've got yourself the sequel. A lot of scenarios in this movie play out exactly like in the first movie. Certain scenes are directly taken from the last movie, and it doesn't really offer that many surprises in terms of its plot and where it's going. And while the plot to the last movie was kind of simple and straight to the point as well, there were at least some surprises here and there. This movie doesn't really have any surprises. The only thing that it has that makes it different from the last movie is that you have a bunch of new characters this time around. And you have some slightly different scenarios based on the new characters that they have in here. As you saw in the trailer, we see that Danny DeVito's character is in the body of Dwayne Johnson this time around. Danny Glover is in the body of Kevin Hart, meaning that he's not just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. And it's amusing at first, but after a while, you start to get a little tired of Dwayne Johnson doing a Danny DeVito impression. And they do make the joke constantly of, hey, Danny DeVito's character is old. Isn't it funny that he's not used to this kind of scenario, him and Danny Glover? And again, it's cute at first, but soon after that, it just kind of gets irritating. Once again, Jack Black is, in my opinion, the best actor in the movie, because rather than playing the blonde teenager this time around, he is now playing the high school jock, or in this case, they're all in college. But again, he has to play a different type of scenario, and he's very entertaining. Awkwafina is really good in this movie as well. She doesn't pop in until a little later on in the movie, but because she's another avatar within the game, she has to play outside of what you'd usually expect from Awkwafina. And that's one of the good things about these two recent Jumanji movies, is that you have a majority of these actors playing outside of their type that you usually expect them to play, so that's pretty clever. And while the plot structure is very similar, the action scenes are actually a little different this time around. They have to get really creative with the scenarios that they come up with. There's a lot of different locations compared to the last movie, and it's very entertaining. When those action scenes kick off, it's a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, even if it has the same script and same plot structure as the last movie, it still has a heart. At the end of the movie, I just found myself going, "Aw, that's nice." Like, I really cared for these characters yet again. So, it's not really bad by any stretch of the imagination. I don't see how anybody could look at this movie and say it's bad, but it is definitely very similar to the last movie. And that might either work for some people, or it might not, because, again, it just doesn't offer that many surprises. The action's still fun, and the character and actor camaraderie is still there. But if you saw the last movie and enjoyed that, like I did, you're pretty much going to get kind of the same thing with this one, except, again, there's no element of surprise. So I would give Jumanji The Next Level the same rating I gave Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. Good, but not great. I don't like this one as much as I did the last movie, because that one came with the element, again, of surprise, where I thought it was going to be bad, and it ended up being pretty good. This one, I knew it was going to be good, but, again, the first one just does all of its trappings better. And there you go, that's my review for Jumanji: The Next Level. And now I want to know what you guys think about the movie. If you've seen it, what did you think? Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, leave a comment, support my Patreon page, follow me on social media, and until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.